Hey, it's Tina Forsyth here. Perhaps you've had one of these moments yourself recently. I know I have. That moment of, I don't think I can do this anymore. That moment of, what have I got myself into? That moment of, yikes, I thought I wanted this. I don't know if I can do it. It's so much bigger. It's so much more work than I thought it would be. I think I'm going to let people down. They're going to find out that, maybe I'm not who I said I was, or they're going to think I'm a fraud, or everything's going to come crashing down around me. That moment of, I don't think I can do this anymore. Here's what I want you to know about this. There's 3 things I want to share with you today about that moment. And the first is that if you are a purpose-led entrepreneur, meaning you are very purposely wanting to have an impact on the world, wanting to serve your clients, wanting to create something bigger, you're working towards a vision. That's really important. There's a difference that you want to make in the world that you're very committed to through your business. It is absolutely essential that you hit a moment from time to time where you may feel like, I don't think I can do this anymore. All that moment is a sign that you have stretched beyond your current comfort zone. You've stretched beyond your current comfort zone. And that moment that you stretch, that moment that you've stepped into it, and you've hit the I don't think I can do it anymore moment, is simply a sign that you're living it, you're doing it, you're in it. So tip number 1, embrace the fact that it's going to happen. It's actually a rite of passage. It's a necessary step. It's a necessary space to work through at every new level of growth in your business. So when you're there, it's actually a good thing. Now, tip number 2, ask for support. Because you don't have to do this alone. You don't have to suffer that moment alone. And I get it. It can be a tough space. I was in this space myself about a week ago. I had an entire day of, I like to call this I think I'm going to get a job day, right? And I had an entire day of like, oh, I just don't think I can do this anymore, and feeling like stuff wasn't working out. There was challenges, not only in the business, but challenges going on in my personal life and some things that had come up there. Honestly, I was just ready to throw in the towel for about a day or 2. Now, part of the key here is to, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and being purpose-led in what you're creating, you need to reach out for support. Don't let yourself get stuck there. Don't wallow in it. Don't wallow in it. Now, believe me, I get it. As a default, I am horrible at asking for support. So if that's you, just know you're not alone. I got to figure it out on my own. I can take care of this. I don't need help. That's how I'm kind of hardwired deep down inside. So I have to be really purposeful to reach out and ask for support. Ask your coach. Ask a mentor. Reach out to a mastermind group. If you're not a part of those, you don't have those in your life right now, you really need to get them. You really need to get that level of support. Perhaps it's a colleague. It may not be your friends and family. I just want to throw that in there. Sometimes our loved ones, our friends, our family, the people who are a part of our day-to-day lives, if they don't really get and understand what you're doing in your business, they may not be the best level of support for you in that moment, because they might actually just wallow in it with you. You need somebody who's not going to wallow. They're going to allow you to be, and they're going to actually also help call you out of it as well too. And then step number 3 is to acknowledge your successes too. I find sometimes when I'm in that space, and this can apply at any stage in our businesses, but that sometimes we really need to take a moment and say, wait a minute, look how far I've come. To celebrate the little successes. Now, what happens in our society, and what happens in particular in the world of social media and Facebook and Twitter and all kinds of things, we see everybody's great big huge successes. We see people talk about, my first 5-figure month, and I've got this 6-figure business, and I had a 7-figure weekend, and blah, 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 blah. There's all this great big stuff that we see all the time. So that if we're not careful, and if we're not purposeful here, it can be really easy to get caught up in working towards the big things and forget to celebrate those little things along the way too. Look back 6 months, look back a year ago, and really ask yourself, what's shifted and changed for you since then? What is different about who you are and where you're at in your business right now than it was a year ago? And I can pretty much guarantee you, when you're on purpose and when you're taking action and you're jumping in and you're doing the work, you wouldn't be having an I don't think I can do this anymore moment if you weren't doing the work. When you're doing the work, I can pretty much guarantee looking back a year ago and really being able to see all the various steps and pieces and shifts and changes that have happened for you since then, can actually be a very empowering exercise. It's a really important exercise to do this on a regular basis. So if you're in that space right now, I want to celebrate with you. The I can't do it anymore space. Woohoo! Moving through it is what takes you to the next level. Moving through it is what makes you stronger. And moving through it proves that you are making a difference in what you're doing. And you are making a difference here in the world. And for that, I thank you. For that, I thank you and I honor you. Until next time, it's Tina Forsyth. Take care. Bye now.